Hello and welcome to a series that I've very much been looking forward to. It's the Charlemagne DLC for Crusader Kings 2. Now as you can see, the start menu here is a little bit different. We got some more options, but I believe it's all pretty much the same stuff. But as we load into the game, we have a new starting screen for choosing your character. I believe if you click custom game setup, you'll go back to a version of the older one, but this is my first look at the DLC, so I'm not entirely sure. So we're going to go to the early Middle Ages. The early Middle Ages started with the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century. The earlier part of this era saw the great Germanic and Slavic immigrations across Europe, with peoples such as the Goths and Lombards settling in southern Europe, the Franks settling in Gaul, and the Saxons crossing the sea and settling in Britain. The Eastern Roman Empire was violently shaken by the pressure from the Goths and the Avars, and fought bitterly with the ancient Persian enemy. The rise of Islam saw the Arabs conquering immense amounts of territory in the Middle East and North Africa, and in India several great dynasties vied for dominance, with the Rashtrakutas rising towards the end of the 8th century. In the steppes, the Khazars grew in power, and in Scandinavia things were about to change in a way that was to affect the entire continent. So we've got a couple of interesting characters here, much like you'd have in EU4 with its interesting nations for starting. We are going to play as Karl Carling, son of Pepin the Short and a descendant of Charles Martel. Charlemagne, or Karl as his contemporaries call him, became joint king of the Franks with his brother Carloman in 769. After a 2-year power struggle, Carloman suddenly and conveniently fell ill and died, leaving Karl as the sole ruler of the Franks. He then proceeded to make the kingdom greater than ever before, conquering Saxony, Lombard and other lands with equal measures of good strategic planning and ruthlessness. He was eventually crowned Holy Roman Emperor by Pope Leo III, and his descendants were to rule large parts of Europe for a long time to come. So, basically this is giving us our plan for the game. We're going to kill our brother, take his kingdom, and create the Holy Roman Empire. So, we'll just jump right in and see how easy this is going to be. Right, so you might have noticed a small crash there. That was me forgetting to turn off the keyboard shortcuts mod. Okay, so let's see what land we have. I believe we have all of West Francia. Yep. Which is here. Is that de jure any larger? Yep. So we got a couple of de jure claims over here, which we could go for. Right. What else do we personally control? We control the county of land. Lev. Do we control all of this area over here? Yeah, that looks... apart from... Okay, so looks like we control this duchy. Mostly. It should be the Duchy of Holland. No? What's this de jure part of? Duchy of Gowrie. Yeah, so it looks like we control this duchy and this bit of land over here, which I assume must... yeah, has a high tax, I think. Right. So, as every game, I guess we'll just... So our heir is Carloman, and Carloman's heir is actually my nephew, Prince Pepin. And after Pepin, it's me. So, okay. Because he's got Gavelkind, if we was to die, I believe... Oh no, the land would go to his son, so we need to kill his son, then it would go to me. Right. But if we die, all of our land goes to our brother. Because we have 2 bastards and no other brothers. If I understand the rules correctly then. Right, so let's see what titles we could create. We create the Kingdom of Frisia, Duchy of Gowrie, so basically all the duchies haven't been created here, which is interesting. We are a brilliant strategist, diligent and zealous. They're alright traits. We've got really high martial skill. We've got claims on the Empire of Francia, which is all of this. Okay, good. And we have a strong claim on the Kingdom of Middle Francia, which is actually all of that right there. So we should be looking to press that at some point. Let's do up vassal inheritance warnings. I don't really care. And ambition. Let's see what we've got. Mass wealth, paragon of virtue, exalted among men, get married, improve learning. So these haven't changed at all. Let's go for get married. We will sort that out in a minute. And we've got the de jure claim on Saxony. Okay. Right, let's see what else we've got. Council, fairly straightforward. We'll look at them in a bit. Our laws. So we are a Gavelkind. We've got a few new laws here. We've got centralization, which is increases our minimum lets us have a low vassal limit, but as we increase it, we are allowed more personal land. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, but less vassals. Yeah, so this is kind of what I'm aiming for, because I like to have an empire with lots of kings. I know some people don't like that, but that'd be where I tend to go towards. Crown authority. I think I might raise it so that I can have army leaders, but we'll have a look at how much our vassals like us, what vassals we actually have, and so on. Technology, same old. Vassals, we have a lot of vassals. Okay, and it doesn't look like they like us that much. Oh, he just straight out has negative 108. Okay, I think that one's new. What have we got here? Oh, so we... Okay. So we can call vassals to war now. Okay. Interesting. I think that's tied to your technology or somewhere. I'm thinking. Can't quite remember. Or it's one of the law. I think it might be centralization law. We'll figure this out as we go along. I'm going to do a patch notes video later where I'm going to read through all the patch, but I thought I'd just jump right into the game. Right, we've got a couple of decisions here. We can found a new empire, which I think everyone has if they've got 2 kingdoms. So let's see. Alright, no, you need 3 kingdom titles, 8,000 prestige. Not a lot of gold. Well, at least not if you have 8,000 prestige. And do not have a great king. So that's fairly... that's doable. What do we need for the Holy Roman Empire? Much less prestige. A large realm size. King of Italy or Empire of Italia, so that would require us taking over this bit here. Holds at least 1 kingdom or empire title within the de jure empires of Francia, Germania, Hispania or Britannia. We do that. No other Christian ruler is emperor of so on. Yep. Head of religion likes us. Don't have that yet, but we can easily do that. And has a personal wealth of at least 141. We could also get that quite easily. Grand tournament's fine. Does not have the trait in hiding, so that's a new one. Yeah. I can go in hiding so that murder plots can't kill me. It's always something. Can legitimize children. I don't really see a great need to do that. I mean, if I die, I become the Empire of Francia anyway, so... Emperor of Francia anyway, so that's fine. Or I can send son into hiding. Okay. The free money from the Jews, still there. Go on a pilgrimage. That'll help with the head of religion thing, I think, but it's fine. Right, we've got a lot of counties we can revoke, people we can kill, and religion. This should be pretty much the same. Pope. And does he have anything particularly against us? No, he actually just quite likes us. Good. Right, let's set up the council the way I would like them. So, our Chancellor is probably going to stay this guy. Although I might consider putting it on someone a little worse, just so that we can get the opinion bonus. But I'm going to put it on Roding, just so that we can get this bonus of opinion. We don't really need claims right now, so it's not that necessary that we have a large diplomacy skill. So that's my reason there. What is this? This person claims to hold the... That's new. Okay, he claims to hold... Okay, what's that mean? What's he actually hold? He holds Lu. But he claims to hold Pithas, I think, which is held by him. So is that just a thing where... Will that just show up if anyone has a claim? Yeah, it just appears to appear if anyone has a claim. Okay, that's useful. I suppose if you're looking through the list for people who have claims and you want to give out territory to them so they stop complaining, I suppose. I don't know, or maybe you don't want someone with claims on your title in charge. Anyway, put this fellow in charge, Steward. Right, go with him. Spymaster has to be someone who reasonably likes us. He will like us after we give him the post. Now this is going to make the Duke really dislike us, but he already has negative 108 as an opinion modifier, so I'm not too bothered. And our court chaplain, we do have a count here. Yeah, okay, go to him. And he can go and improve relations with the Pope, who has more land than in the 867 start, I think it is. So, what else are we going to do? Study technology. Is Constantinople still the place to go? 610.7 and we are 066. It would seem like it, but let's just have a look around. Oh, it's also the only place we can study technology, so fine. Collect taxes, we'll just collect them in our capital. Train troops, same thing. Okay, I think that's changed slightly. Could be wrong, we'll find out later. And improve diplomatic relations, so we'll find the most powerful person in our realm who does not like us and doesn't have the negative 100 hate penalty, which I believe will... Let's make it Roding. Anslem likes us somewhat, so, but Roding doesn't really like us. That'd be him there. And we keep this. I think that's him we're sending to improve relations with, so that's fine. Our ruler is unmarried. Let's find someone to marry. Okay, we're looking for somebody with relatively good stats and, if possible, an alliance. See, I like this claims thing now that I'm seeing it more. It can help when filtering through lists of people to see what lands we can use. I don't see any good genetic traits around here. Looking for quicker genius. Guess the list hasn't filled up yet. Bit too used to the other game we're playing. So, let's see, alliances. King. Doge of Amalfi. We could go for the Doge of Amalfi. What else have we got? Patrician. King of Lombardia. Okay, we'll go for the King of Lombardia, because that's quite a large place. Much bigger than Amalfi, anyway. So, got a marriage offer going. And we need to figure out what to do first when we unpause. So we have about 2,500 troops. How many does he have? 600. Okay. I had the feeling we should just attack, but I don't know whether that's some sort of trap here. We could build up a little retinue as well, if we want to, but I think we'll keep our money. And let's declare war. Let's just... He's an ally, apparently. So we lose 50 prestige. We can claim Middle Francia, which I think would be the best plan. Oh, we don't have 50 prestige, so let's just go on a pilgrimage and see if we get that extra little bit of prestige. Okay. Right. Gonna let the game run a little bit. See what happens. So he's made a different thing as title. Okay. There are a number of different holy places you could visit on your pilgrimage. All of them are considered most sacred by the Holy Church, but somewhat closer destination might be a safer journey. I will go to one of the ancient sites, Jerusalem or Rome. Jerusalem and Rome are two of the oldest and holiest places. I will go to Rome. Right. I'm going to run a little more. Ah! Okay. A realm divided. As your father Pepin died, he divided the Empire of the Franks and left one half to you and the other half to your brother. He divided the lands in such a way as to force you to cooperate, but it does not appear to have had the desired effect. The friction is constant, and at every turn it seems your brother is now trying to thwart your plans and weaken your position. You still rule as joint kings, but surely this peace cannot last. Well, if I had my way, the peace would already be over. We are now bitter rivals. Does that show up as something different? No, just rival. I was hoping it would say bitter rival or something. It looks like we have more here. We have a vassal limits thing I just noticed. This popped up. And we have got married. So we're going to get the prestige from the marriage, which is fine. We have fulfilled the ambition. We can now take one of these ones. We're going to take... I think we're going to take Improved Learning, because we're going to get that very soon. Well, we can get that very soon. And I think it's time to attack Francia, although I will check if he's got any more troops. We've got a few more troops, but I think we'll be alright. Right, attack. We can call in our allies. We'll call in Lombardia. And let's raise the troops. So, I'm going to try and call all of our allies to war. So, wait. Ah! Okay. If I press Control, it allows me to look at the allies thing and it will tell me whether they're going to decline or not. Interesting. I'm going to click it to see if I can call tribal vassals to war. I don't know if we have any tribal vassals. But I'm going to raise the normal vassals and our normal troops. And we're all going to go over here and try not to die. Oh, and I went on my pilgrimage. Yes. Well, I hope this Lombardian person is very good at running the country because he's just arrived, giving her that job. At your camp at night, a large group of fellow pilgrims appear. They have travelled far and are hungry and out of food. You look through your supplies, but you have just over half a dozen loaves of bread and a few fishes. You can share it around and get charitable, which increases church opinion. It's more diplomacy. I think it's a good call, especially given that we're going to need 100 opinion to get the Holy Roman Empire. So, done that. We are now charitable and have quite a lot of diplomacy. Rome, you're finally arrived at Rome. As you enter the Eternal City, you're struck by the many ancient buildings and monuments you pass by. It is truly impressive, and try to imagine how the apostles felt when they first came here on their holy mission at a time when the city's power was at its peak. Though large areas seem to be depopulated, the city still boasts an impressive population concentrated around the Tiber River. The holy sites you want to visit are primarily the ballistas of St. Peter and St. Paul, as well as other early churches and places connected to the martyrs. You start making your way to the centre of the city, hoping you won't get lost in the traffic as crowds start to get more dense. 1,000 roads lead forever to Rome. Okay. Bertrada, your mother has come to see you. She speaks of your brother and the rivalry between you. My dear Charles, it grieves me that your brother Charlemagne will not support you as he should, but rather has wicked designs on your domains. Rest assured, however, that I shall do all in my power to help and support you. I have even written to him asking him to cease his plotting and acknowledge that, though the realm is divided between you, he recognizes you as the primary ruler of the Franks. I fear, however, that he will not listen to me. Thank you for your support. So we like our mother better. And while we're on the pilgrimage and talking to our mother, we are also watching some birds dart nimbly through the air, and we find ourselves wondering why man cannot do the same. There have been unsuccessful attempts to make flying contraptions in the past, but clearly those designs were all conceived by fools. Building a machine that can fly will help improve your learning. Yeah, we'll do that. And the stories the other pilgrims spoke of how impressive this place is, and now you see it with your own eyes. You can only join in their praise. You are glad that you came here to one of Christianity's holiest places. It was well worth the journey. Your son Pepin was illegitimate, but perhaps he could grow into a man worthy of ruling the Franks. His body is twisted and he looks frail, but a boy that overcomes such punishments in life could perhaps, with time, become an even stronger ruler. I can legitimize him, and he will be known as the Hunchback, or I can not do that, and he will still be known as the Hunchback. Well, we've got a wife, haven't we? She is 22, 27, I have no negative health traits. I would prefer to have like a different child, unless he has really good, yeah, he has really awful stats. An awful trait. I think not. You have finally returned from your pilgrimage. It was rewarding and interesting. And you do it all the same if you could. All again if you could. Still, it's good to be back home. Right. I'm going to end the episode here because we're running a little longer than I'd usually like. Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, please leave them below. I'll see you next time.